In Hungary, Viktor Orban's son-in-law is a similarly wealthy, privileged figure. He was accused of defrauding the EU, but no investigation was ever completed. The case against him was dropped by the Hungarian state. You can call this sort of thing by many names: nepotism, state capture, corruption, but if you so choose, you can also describe it in positive terms. It represents the end of the hateful notions of meritocracy, political competition, and the free market, principles that, by definition, have never benefited the less successful. A rigged and uncompetitive system sounds bad if you want to live in a society run by the talented. But if that isn't your primary interest, what's wrong with it? If you believe, as many of my old friends now believe, that Poland will be better off if it is ruled by people who loudly proclaim a certain kind of patriotism, people who are loyal to the party leader, people who are echoing the words of Kaczynski himself, a better sort of Pole, then a one-party state is actually more fair than a competitive democracy. Why should different parties be allowed to compete on an even playing field if only one of them deserves to rule? Why should businesses be allowed to compete in a free market if only some of them are loyal to the party and therefore truly deserving of wealth? This impulse is reinforced in Poland as well as in Hungary and many other formerly communist countries by the widespread feeling that the rules of competition are flawed because the reforms of the 1990s, when mass privatization and the imposition of free market rules transformed the economies, allowed too many former communists to recycle their political power into economic power. Both Orban and Kaczynski frequently describe their opponents as communists and even win over foreign admirers for doing so. In Orban's case, his primary opponents, at least in the earlier part of his career, really were former communists, renamed as socialists, so this description had some power. But in both countries, this appeal to anti-communism, which felt so important a quarter of a century ago, seems thin and superficial now.